a lot of questions about this homework.
So do we.
I struggled. I was like trying to understand it last night, and then it got to the point where it was like, I need to go to bed.
That was exactly where I was at. I knew what my day was going to look like today. So I'm like, I think I'm just going to show up to the meeting and say, what is this?
And I feel bad. I feel like I'm like late every single week except for Tuesday, because Tuesday I got off work early, but yeah, I'm like coming straight from work. So I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no worries. I have a class that I have another group meeting that I have, and I haven't made it to one of them yet. There was a miscommunication the first week, and then Tuesday was one of my other 12-hour days, and so I didn't get home till an hour after I was supposed to have my meeting. Like, I'm failing over here.
At least I'm not the only one. I feel like I just feel bad. I feel like I'm keeping everyone waiting. And I know you have to wake up super early tomorrow, so.
Well, I appreciate that. You're good. No worries. And I am glad that we can talk about this stuff because sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Yesterday I felt like that one was so not yesterday. My days are getting mixed up. Tuesday, that one was so easy. That was fine. But so as far as question 1, I know how to do the z-scores, and I felt like because I also looked at the answers too. All of the z-scores that I got them all right. My only question with that is, how do you know then, looking at the z-scores, what's normal and not normal? Is it like how many standard deviation
if
it is from the mean?
Less than -2 or greater than 2.
Oh, so that's the cutoff?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because by looking at the pattern, I was assuming that by what the answers were saying was normal and not normal, but I didn't want to assume just by patterns because that could be coincidence, So. Okay, so less than -2 or greater than 2 is unusual, right?
Unusual. So it's basically anything that falls within the outliers. So on your bell, as you look at the left side or the right side, as it thins out and gets really small, those are unusual unusual, I don't know, probabilities. What's the verbiage I'm looking for? The probability of that happening is so small that it makes it unusual.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So it's either less than -2, so -2 and greater, -3, -4, anything above that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, way to the left or way to the right. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yes. So that one, I completely understand it now. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad because it sounded like gibberish coming out of my
mouth. So 1 is good, and then what are the questions I got? What are your guys' questions you guys have? Because I think 1 through 5, after only 1 I had a question with, and then.
I think I was good. Exactly. I was good until I started working on 7. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, 1 through 5 I did good, and then 6 and 7 were the ones that I struggled with as well, so I don't know if I can help you out as much.
Well, I mean, I think, so as I look at A, and it says scores on the quantitative, is that how you say it? Quantitative? Something. Portion of the GRE are approximately normally distributed with the mean. So I'm assuming you just take that information from there, and the mean U is the 150.8, and the standard deviation is 8.8. Is that right?
Sorry, you got kind of quiet. What?
Oh, sorry. So on 6A, would you just insert your mean and your standard deviation there? So it would be 150.8 and 8.8.
That's what
Yeah.
I got. Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah, 6A and 7A, they like, I felt like that was pretty self-explanatory.
good, because that's what I put in there too. So then you're looking at what proportion of the people. So is the proportion of the people, is that the percentage of the people who take the quantitative portion of the GRE will score above 165? So I was assuming what percentage of the people, but it doesn't exactly say that.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm just trying to find where it was on the homework again so I can try to.
And since I'm looking at the answer, just to look at the answers, that's the wrong answer. So it's definitely not the percentage. So I'm not going to go there.
Wait. Because these questions correlate with the reading, right? I'm just trying to look because I see batting averages and then heights of women. Wait. Oh no, this is going with the information they gave us. Never mind.
So is that where you figure out the Z-score? Mm-hmm.
I wish that Anna joined us this.
Oh, not able to get today?
What?
Oh, the TA. I got you. Yeah, yeah. She joined us for the easy one. I was like, I thought Ruth was here, and then it just registered.
Huh?
My brain's just not working. You should just ignore me. I'm dangerous.
Okay, so hopefully this isn't cheating, but after looking at the answers, it does look like we need to find the Z-score first. So then
we did that. So it's, if I did it right, it's 1.045 is our Z-score.
Wait, for which one?
Or 6B.
6B?
Uh-huh. So if you take 160 minus 158, right?
Wait, I'm pulling up my calculator right now.
150.8, and then you divide it by the mean, which is 8.8. Yeah, I got 101. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1045.
I'm getting 1.6136.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Tell me how I did that wrong. I had the wrong numbers because I am.
So you did 165.
Oh no, I did. Nope, I didn't. I did 160. See, this is where math and I don't get along because I do really silly mistakes that mess up my whole calculation.
So then
I got the answer you did, so that's good. Okay.
So then does that mean we like make a bell graph and like 150.8 is like in the middle?
So is that kind of like where they had the applet thing where you could enter in your Z-score and it would support the proportion of the people?
Yeah. Is that something you could just download on your phone? Is that cheating if we were to use that every single time?
Well, what's the actual calculation to get that area, right? Isn't that what it was? Was an area?
Uh-huh. Because if our Z-score is 1.61, then it's a little bit over 1. So that means sorry, I'm just trying to find it in the
Trying to find out how you calculate it, because I can get the answer on, in our reading, but I can't get the answer.
yeah, I have no idea. Because in the reading, this is why I was confused. In the reading, it tells us how to find, like if it lies between this number and this number, right? But what if it just says greater than this? Then that means it's that number onwards, like there's no end. That's why I'm confused. Does that make sense, or am I just saying words?
I think I'm confused.
Or maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Okay, converting a z-score to a probability.
It tells you then we use the applet to find the area of the normal curve to the right of the z-score. So they're using the applet to come up with that number, but not actually telling me how they got that. You know what I mean? Like the actual math to it.
But I don't think.
It's getting quiet. I can't really.
It's because I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm talking to myself.
No, because it's just like throughout a lot of it, it's just been randomly going like loud, quiet, loud, quiet. So it's just like for some of it, I can't actually hear what's.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm not saying anything intelligent.
I doubt that.
Oh. Okay, I think I might have it. Let me. No, I don't. I lied. I just wonder if we're supposed to be using that applet thing. You know what I mean?
Well, for the quiz, because I'm looking at the quiz right now, and because I'm like going through to seeing like what I can like see like when I would be able to like see right away and what I would need help on. And it says, and in the group meeting quiz, we're given a link to Applet.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so then we should be able to use that then, right?
Yeah, because for question 11.
Oh, I don't even have the quiz open yet. You are so much farther than I am. So in that case, guys, you've seen the applet, right, and how it works.
Figured it out how to use it because I was just like, we don't have the area, so how do we use area to find it?
Well, I
So
have
It is at the top.
it's
but on the bottom boxes. Yeah. Sorry. That's
so
probably that I'm behind.
well, I just didn't know if we could use it. That was my thing is, I thought maybe I was missing, like, we can calculate that on our own. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can I share my screen?
So you just put in 1.6.
Yeah, so right here I put in the 1.6, and then I hit enter, and then this was highlighted. Can you see my screen?
Maybe let me go back to it real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I can see.
I put down here the 1.16 or the 1.613. Well, they're both highlighted, so it tells you the total of each side. But if you uncheck one of them, it tells you what the area is, and that's our answer.
Ooh, that is a pretty nifty tool. I bet we can get all the rest of the answers now that we know how to.
So I was hoping we could use that. So I was scrolling down thinking, okay, are you going to tell me how you did that? Like what calculations I used? But I don't see anything. So I'm going to use that, which is the right answer for the, oh, sorry guys. I know that probably makes you go crazy. But that is the right answer for this one, right?
Yes.
So, and then I get hung up on things like this. If a student's score is the 10th percentile, what would their corresponding z-score be? So, I don't know. How do you figure out where the 10th percentile is? I'm going to stop sharing just because I don't have anything brilliant up on my screen.
Running a z-score to a probability.
Oh, type the desired area or percentile in the box at the top of the graph. Type a number in between 0 and 1. A 90th percentile would be entered as 0.9. So 10% would be 0.1.
Yes.
So if I go back to this probability applet and I hit enter, what was our question? If the student score is
What's the z-score corresponded with that?
Oh, so then our z-score is 1.282. You want me to share my screen?
Actually, yes, because I'm getting a different answer.
Which means I'm probably wrong.
No, because your answer matches the answers in here, but I'm not getting it. So you're right.
Okay, so So it said to put your percent in here. So if I want 10%, then I enter
Oops. Negative 1 point. Oh, so you have to uncheck one?
Oh, what? Oh, okay. So did you say I had the right answer or no?
So that's what I get where you're at right now is negative
My fault
1.6.
is I had that unchecked.
But when
So-
you check one, you get negative 1.2816. At least I think. Nope.
If I had it up at the top and I put a 10 in and had one of them unchecked, then it would do that. So what is our, I'm sorry, I'm going to flip over to our.
The answer is supposed to be negative 1.2816.
Okay, so then I guess I was right having the one side unchecked, right?
Yes, but how did you do that and how did you know to do that? Just so I can.
Didn't.
For on the applet, you just click it.
Yeah, I got lucky because I happened to have that unchecked.
Oh, it just did it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you just click on the blue. If you click on the part of the graph that you want.
See this? So this changes. It changes what my, so because it was already figured out to begin with, since I unchecked it, it changed my area.
Okay.
Now I'm adding this plus this, right?
Yeah, and I'm guessing the reason how you know it's negative 1.282 instead of positive 1.282 is because the 10th percentile is on the left-hand side. Is that right? So that's how you know to use that one to uncheck the other one?
I think that I just got lucky. but that makes sense.
All right, so negative 1.282. Okay, that makes sense. Because we only want the 10th percentile. So we only want the left-hand side checked. Okay, I got it. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Sorry, I'm
Oh,
slow.
No, not at all, because as you can see, I'm working through this at the same time. Like, what is this?
Okay. And then,
So then this is where we work it backwards, right?
yeah, so if the z-score equals x minus mean divided by standard deviation, then we would just need to do, wait, I need to write it out.
So if they're at the 10 percentile, then our z-score, so it would be 1.282 is equal to x minus our mean was up here, right? 150.8 divided by 8.8. Is that right?
Sorry, I was trying to do the math on my own before I was.
Oh, that's probably because you shouldn't let me do math. It's dangerous. So I have to go back over here and just double check and make sure that I do this whole, like, I'm not good at the math. So I love this. That helps you to distribute.
Let me see what I get first before I ask, because now that I know how to do the other things. So the z-score is negative 1.2816.
What was the z-score?
Negative 1.282. Sorry, I just did 1.6.
Oh, okay. It's like, oh, dear, I wrote that down wrong. Okay.
Sorry, yeah. You'll get the same thing. So if you do that times the standard deviation, if I'm doing everything right, which is 8.8, And then plus. Okay, I'm getting 139.5 for
Okay.
that. Is that what you guys are getting?
Now, I got 162.08.
What did you get? Sorry.
162.08.
It keeps cutting out every time you say the first number. Sorry.
162.08.
162. So how did you figure that out?
So I just used that example that's up on my screen because I'm algebra is not my favorite. And just worked out the math. So what I came out to is x equals 150.8 plus 8.8 times 1.282. So I worked out 8.8 times 1.282, and then I added the 150.8.
So that's all right. Maybe try, because sometimes when I type it all in like that in the calculator, my calculator doesn't read what to do first. So maybe try timesing the two, timesing standard deviation and the z-score first in the calculator, and then add the other two, because sometimes my calculator doesn't read what to do first.
Okay, timesing, which one am I supposed to be timesing?
So you were right. Everything was right, but do the multiplication one first. So do the negative 1.282 times the 8.8 and then see what you get. And then add the 150.8 after that.
Oh, Gina did? See, I told you, I am the biggest goofball when it comes to making stupid mistakes.
Well, all your math is right, but it's just that calculators don't always read what they're supposed to do first unless you add in the parentheses and everything.
It's totally because I didn't do a negative 1.282. I did.
That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. So thank you for that. Oh my goodness, I make myself crazy.
Crazy.
It's 139.5, right?
Yeah, that's what I got. And I guess in the answers it says rounds up to 140, so I don't know if we need to round up or not.
Oh, I think that's safe. I'm supposed to round it up? Oh, it's rounds to 140.
Because it just says 139.5, which rounds up to 140. So I think it's saying if we were to continue using it for something else to use 140, but for our means we just needed to know that we got 139.5.
Okay, so how are we doing with the rest of this? Do you want to help me walk through this? Because then the numbers change, and for some reason my brain stops.
Oh, speed that is over.
Oh, that's right. So then we take, where are we at? Standard deviation. So it's the 2,500, right, minus the 1,800, which is the mean, divided by the standard deviation of 600. Is that correct? No. Am I not doing that?
Sorry, it's kind of quiet. I didn't catch all that.
So for 7b, we need to figure out the z-score and then plug it into that applet. Is that what we were doing for that?
Yes, so speed over 250 Less.
So 2,500. And so to get the z-score, you take that 2,500 and then you subtract the mean, which is the 1,800, and then divide it by the standard deviation.
Yes. Yep. Minus the mean divided by standard deviation. Sorry, my brain's like.
Same.
Okay, so for B and C on 7B and C, I pretty much got what the answer is saying, but like my fourth decimal place in both of them are one number off. Is that a problem?
The fourth decimal place?
Yeah, the fourth decimal place is one digit off.
So the 1.1667, are you saying you got 1.1666?
Oh, no, these four I just rounded to what the answer is saying, so I just put in 1.1667. I did get a whole bunch of sixes when I did it in my calculator, but I just rounded to the fourth one, which is what they were doing. So then my answer for B, I got 0.1216, whereas in the answer here it's 0.1217. That's not gonna like hurt us, right? Because I'm sure if I did at 1.166666, I'm sure I would have gotten closer.
I think for a lot of the time for the quiz and stuff, it says for a lot of them to do it to 3 decimal points.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
So, in case you're curious. Because, yeah, if you do it on Applet, then you will, because Applet, it won't let you do 1.1667. It automatically, if you type that in, it will automatically go 1.167, which will give you the 12 point.
Okay.
16.
Cool. Beans.
Okay, so how do we work these next problems out? For some reason, did we do that in the last one? No, we didn't.
Which one are you on? B, C, D?
E, what is the probability that a randomly selected particle has a speed that is less than 2,500?
Oh, it's the same question as before, but instead of having the right-left thing clicked, have the left 2. But because it's the exact same question, but it's the opposite.
Yeah. So technically, another shortcut is you can see what answer B is, and you do 1 minus B, and you can get C. That's a shortcut, just because whatever is over it, you know that what's behind it will equal to 1, but added to.
Yeah, well, how did you figure that out? Because I wish that math made sense to me like that.
Yeah, I can. If you want, I can plug in here. Let me share my screen if you don't mind. One second.
Here is 0.878, right? Because that's the difference between the two. 1 minus this equals that, right? Yes.
Yeah, so answer B and C are equal to 1.
Yes.
But how I figured out in the applet, did you figure that out or no? Because I could share my screen if you need.
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay. 1 second. It's going to do that whole weird headache thing just because I don't know how to not do that. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh. Can you guys see my screen right now or no? Not
Nope.
really.
I'm sorry. I think I need to stop sharing mine or something.
Oh, there it goes.
Better?
No.
Never mind, my computer's not letting me.
Wait, Joe, you're just wanting to explain C, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to show her how like what I clicked on, but my computer's not letting me share my
Okay,
screen.
I'll do it.
Oh, never.
Are you?
It's working now. Okay, let me know if this works. Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay, so this is how we found B. We clicked on this one and then we typed that number in there. But then how we find C is we click on this one and then you type in, I think, negative 1.667. Oh wait, how did I do that before? Well,
No, all you have to
basically
do
it
is
just
to click the two blues.
yeah, so you just do that, and then it's there. For some reason, the first time I did it, it like did it for me automatically, but yeah, so you just click these two columns because it's underneath this speed.
Okay. Okay, I think I understand. I do. I wouldn't have thought to put my answer that way. So
And then 1500 minus 100 divided by 600. Did you guys get for your Z-score of? Did you guys get negative 0.5 for your Z-score for D?
Okay, wait, I have to look at your screen because I have like so many things open right now. So did I go what?
how do you know where the 1500 mark is? Am I being weird?
So then you just do the same thing. So you do 1500 minus 1800
See,
divided
I from one to another, and my brain just short circuits. I'm like, how do I just did that like 30 seconds ago, right? Okay.
So I got that the probability is 0.3085 for anything less than that. Seven.
You got negative 0.5. What did you get?
Oh, I got point. Oh, for my Z-score, I got negative 0.5.
Okay, that's a good start.
And then for the probability, I got 0.3085. So right up here. So then,
Yeah, that's right.
so I believe all we have to do for this is we check the middle box and then we put in, is it negative 0.5 on this side? And then on this side we do 1.1667. Is that right? Let me check it.
So
No, that's not right.
So we're figuring out what's less than that.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be. Oh, because you can't have two different Z-scores. Oh, I know what you can do though. Can't you like add? Oh, let me go back to the. Because what you can do is you can find what this is. I don't know if this is how they want us to do it. I'll look back in the textbook for reference. But what we can do is we can do 1.1667. And then can't we do that? And since it's equal on both sides, to find that what it is between 0 and this number, we just cut that in half, right? So 0.7568. Maybe I don't know if this is how they want us to do it. Let me double check the textbook before I start.
So are we still Am I lost?
I'm having a hard time hearing you. Sorry.
Are we still on D?
Getting glitchy.
Let me unplug my. Is it any better?
Kind of.
Are
Actually,
we
I think
still on
it is.
7D?
So I'm on 7E as an elephant.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I missed that somehow.
Sorry, I could go back too. I just.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay, I think I got that right. Okay, so for D, can you guys still see my screen or no?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So for D, we want to find what's less than this one. So you click that, unclick this, and then you enter that, and then it's this number, 0.308. And that's what I got for D.
Yeah.
And then as far as E goes, I'm sure there's a shortcut, but I got the right answer by doing it this way. I could show you what I got. So what I did was we want to find what's in between 1500 and 2500. So the z-scores for that, so for 1500 it's negative 0.5, and the z-score for 2500 is 1.1667. So what I just did is I first found this one, and we want to find what's in between it. So I did this, and then I took this number, and I divided it by 2, because basically I want to
to get it to 0.
To 0. So that's divided by 2. And then I recorded that. So when I divided it by 2, I got 0.19145. And then on this side, did 1.1667. And I get this number. And I divide that by 2 again because I want it between 0 and here. So I got 0.3784.
And then you just add it to the first number?
And then I add those together. So I got 0.56985.
Yeah. And you got it right.
But let me double check in the textbook to make sure that that's how they want us to do it, because they might have an easier way. I was just like, oh, I could just.
That was pretty smart.
Let me see. If you scroll up, it says what you do. Nope.
So you're right. You find the 2 different z-scores.
I lost my place, so. Oh, here it is, between 2 values. C1, C2. Oh. So I guess what they did is they just subtracted the 2 from each other.
But where did they get the 0.8888?
I wonder, let me go back to it. So let's do this again. Do in between, unclick these. 1.67. I wonder if they did 0.7568 take away negative 0.5, 0.3829. I wonder if we get the same answer by doing that, because I think that's how they're saying to do it. which would be a lot easier and a lot less steps than what I was saying. 68 minus 0.3829. No. I'm not getting that, actually. Maybe I'm missing a step. Let me go back. Ah.
Okay, can you give me the z-scores again?
So the z-score of 1500 is negative 0.5.
Okay.
And the z-score of 2500 is 1.1667. Z-score? Oh, okay, I got you. So we do to the left. Okay, I know what I did. So they're saying to do, where is it? So when you do this, 1.1667.
So instead, you only want to click one side. So don't click that middle part. Only click one side. So
Oh, I thought, are you sure? I thought it was saying that for the higher one, you want to do all of it. So you do 0.8784.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. So is this E?
Lower one, you just want to do this one. So it's negative 0.5. Yeah, we're still on E. I get
Okay, so that's right. Oh,
0.3085. I just want to see if this works.
oops.
Okay, yes, that's right. Okay. So if you guys want to look, it makes sense too. So what we want to find is we want to find what the area is between this line and I think it's around right here. So we want to find between here and here. So what we do is we find the area of everything from this line onward minus this line onward. And that gives us just this area. So you first click both these boxes. And you're going to do 1.1667. And that gives you this number, 0.878.
Oh, I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
And then
you total from the left to the right. Then you figure out what that small portion is to the left that you basically want to chop off of it, right?
yeah, which is that one. And you subtract.
From your first total. I know that's probably not the best way to put it, but
No, it's exactly right.
okay.
So I know because of me, I'm always scared of getting the wrong answer. So in a new test, what I'm probably going to do is going to do my long way of doing like cutting it in half and adding it together to check my answer if I'm doing the other way. So that's probably what I'm going to do just so I can check my answer because I think you get the same answer both ways. So. Yes. And then F. What is the third quartile of species of hydrogen at room temperature?
So I think this one, we did the math backwards for this one, or did they have an easier way?
What was that?
Do we just do the math backwards, or do we do it like an easier way? Is there an easier way? Do it.
Are you talking about F?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you first find the z-score of the third percentile. So that's everything.
Which is 0.674.
That's not what I'm getting, but you might be right.
Well, because I did it into Applet.
Yeah, I did it in Applet too. So I put in the third percentile and I clicked on this one if you're looking at my screen.
Okay,
And I got
no. Let me go back to your screen. Because I have so many stuff up right now.
okay.
Maybe that's the first percentile. That's like you're in Q1. Joel?
What?
Your screen isn't.
No, I put in 0.03 up here, right? No?
0.03. What is?
That's the third quartile. It's just like what we did in
Third quartile is the.
Like, is that the 50 to 75% or something?
Yeah, third quartile is the 75th percent.
Oh, you're right. So that's
So would you plug in 0.75 into your applet?
I mean, you can. I mean, either way, I think you get the red dot, the red line thing. I think you get a 0.674.
yeah, I was thinking of percentile. You're right.
Except
Wait,
that's not the answer that it has in the thing.
can someone share their screen so I can? How do I stop sharing this?
Well, first I want because I think that's how I did it, but I want to double check to make sure that's how I did it right. So I'm going to do it real quick. With the standard deviation of.
Oh, wait. My brain shut off for a second. I think I know what to do. So you do 0.75 in the area at top.
Yeah, and then you get the score at the bottom.
Yeah, so the z-score I get 0.674. Is that what you get?
Yeah, and then you multiply that by your standard deviation because you're doing the math backwards.
Times.
So I'm sorry. So you do the 0.75 up at the top, but then what section are you? Are you in the right side? In the right section? Is that what you have highlighted?
Here, see what I did is share my screen. So I just did 0.25 just so I can have only right here.
It's not sharing yet. Oh, let me see. Okay, got you.
And so it's just
okay.
for right here, I get the exact same thing that you would get if you had these two highlighted for the z-score. So if you have it 0.75, you want these two highlighted. But if you have 0.25, you only want this one highlighted.
So why do we want 0.25 instead of 0.75?
It doesn't matter as long as you have either you have one of them highlighted, as long as you get this right here.
Okay.
Because you can get the same if you go. Let me click on.
I did. That's what I did first. Was that?
Then you have like the 75, and you still have the same exact thing.
Okay. All right.
And then, so where's my calculator that I have? Calculator. Okay. So then what I did is because, let me pull it up too. See, this is what I was saying when I was getting confused because I had so much stuff up. So you have your regular z equals x minus m over standard deviation.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your 0.674 z-score. You have to multiply it by your standard deviation by 600, and you get 404. Then you have to add it to your mean, because you have to find out what x is. So then you add 1800, which is right here. That equals that, and then you scroll down. It's right here. See?
Got it.
So all I did was the formula of. Did I have the formula written down earlier?
I got the other one that we worked backwards, right?
Yeah,
Solve
I
for
just
X.
worked backwards to get it. And so that's what I was asking. I was asking if there was an easier way, or if working backwards is just how we do it.
I think solving for X is the only way. I think I'm going to walk away from this, and I'm not sure that I'm going to remember. It's so
So I think
sad.
all that's left to do is say if it's normal or not, and then we can go on to the quiz.
Yeah, so I already did that part because I understood that part. I didn't have questions.
Yeah, I understood that part too. So do we want to just go on to the quiz?
Yeah.
Will you help me?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So as far as the graph,
Uh-huh.
to me, it was just more, did it look like it was like following the line pretty well? Because when it's not normal, there's usually, I like to think of it as being very skewed. So if we were to, I mean, there's no numbers connected to it, but if we were to assume that there is numbers to it, it looks like there's a lot of, it deviates away from what the line is, what the graph is.
So
It
like A would be not normal?
Yeah, because it looks like it just deviates away. Is that just how you did it, Ruth? That's just how I did it.
Yeah, I kind of just, let me pull it up again. Sorry, I exited it out already. Yeah, I just, what do I want?
So if that's what you're saying, if it deviates away from that straight line, so like plot A and plot B look like they're not normal.
Yeah.
And D and E look like they're pretty much normal besides those few funky.
Yeah. On D, I wasn't exactly sure because at the top it looked like it skewed away from it, but I think for the most part it's normal.
Yeah, those few little weird ones.
This one's not normal because if you look, for A, I said it wasn't normal because you have the straight line, but it's like, even if it was to be like, it's more straight this way than it is this way for there. And so it's like, it's not really on the line. And this one's not normal, I said, because if you look at it, if you were to continue on with the graph, you would probably say that it's curved.
Right.
And so it doesn't go along with what they have. It's not hugging it, you know? Where this one is like hugging full on. So it's normal. This one's normal because it's still hugging. And then this one, because it has like the dots over here, and so it's like coming over here.
All over the place at the end, and yeah, you're right. It doesn't follow.
So it's only really holding on like right here, and that's it. That's like not even like a full on thing.
And same for the bottom one too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, this one's hugging more. So, because I had to check it because this one, like, number E, I was confused about. But F, because I was like, this one looks normal.
That one's, yeah. I gotcha.
But, yeah, so I compared it to this one because with D, as you can tell, D didn't have as much information as C did. Because if you look, that's all dotted and that's like practically a straight line. So even with not as much information, it was still holding on and going with the graph. But then this one, it's still not as much information, but like right here is off.
Right.
And like, so it's just like, if I was to make a line for it, my line would be different for it, I guess. So I think as long as your line, if you were to draw a line for the plot given, if it was to match up with the line that they have, then you would be normal. But if it doesn't line up how you would have it, then I guess that makes it not normal.
Okay. I think we get it. Oh.
Yeah, I think that one was kind of like tough just because like some of them I feel like are debatable, you know. Like F, the plots at the very end can be debatable, as well as E at the very end. On both ends, actually, for E, that could be debatable, but I think it's looking for like what the most part is, you know. I don't know.
Generally, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So are we all good to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry, what was
So-
that?
For what?
Sorry, I was wondering if I had missed something.
No, I think we're ready to start the quiz.
Awesome. So guess what I did on my homework quiz? You know,
What?
in kindergarten, we're taught to read instructions, right? I did not read them, and I did not do percentages or do the decimal points the way that they were supposed to be.
Oh, I did that the first time
And
too.
27%.
Yeah, I got that exact same thing. I just had to like go back and like change the decimals on it. Because thankfully we have like 2 chances.
Did I have 2 chances on my homework quiz?
I think
Yeah,
you get so you can go back.
Really?
Because that's what I did. Because I got 2 out of 7. And then I was like, oh, I didn't read that right. And so I went back and I changed it all. And I got 100.
Oh. Well, hopefully I'll still get to do that. I don't know if I still have time.
Oh, it's still open because I did it today.
Oh,
Because that's what I thought I did the homework.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, it closes Saturday.
Yeah.
You got time.
Well, I'm going to try that again. Thank you.
So is question 3 question for anybody? Or are we good for question 4?
Oh, sorry. Let me go back.
Where are we at? Are you guys on the quiz on? Oh, I haven't made it that
Yeah.
far. Did we already do those first 2 and I just was in La La Land?
The first 2 is just on your own. Like, did you participate?
The first.
Yeah, the first 2 is just if you do it already. If you like did your
What?
prep.
Do you have the group meeting or the homework quiz open?
Oh,
I have
cool.
group
I have
meeting
the
open.
homework quiz open. Does this just tell you how my day is?
I feel you. My brain feels like mush after work today. It was just a long day.
I hope that it's going to let me. Oh, good. I was hoping it would let me open it. I am such a nut.
Oh no, I feel you so much. I had to take a 50 question test for my humanities.
Yeah.
And then as soon as like the class was over, he was just like, "Oh, don't forget to go home and do another 40 question test." So he had 2 tests for us all on the same day. And one was 50 questions and the other one was 40.
Oh man.
So I've just been like, after that, I've just been like kind of like worn out.
I'm just like trying to make it to the weekend.
Me too.
Well, I work for the state and I do auditing and training and I work with police officers, and we had this huge training day where I have like 2 hours of presentations plus, getting everybody together to do practicals and trying to keep everything on time. And oh my goodness, and I've been going since, I think I've been up since 3:30 this morning, so I think I'm done. I think my brain is definitely fried.
I have to work on Saturday, but I'm still excited for the weekend because Ruth's coming to see me.
Yes.
That's awesome. How far away do you live from each other?
She lives in Rexburg. I live in Harriman, Utah.
Oh, you live pretty close to me. Well, not close to me. I actually work closer to you than live closer to. I work in Taylorsville.
So I work in Draper and live in Harriman.
Nice. So you're very close. Oh, so you guys get to play this weekend. That's awesome. Well, I have caught up with you. I'm now on question 3. I will not round until my calculation is complete.
So I think the answer is 1, right? Because if we were to, even if we wanted to go in here, 1, if you click it all.
Yeah. I got 1. And then
You got 1 too?
yes. Under
Okay.
certain circumstances, a normal distribution curve can drop below the x-axis.
I disagree.
False.
Okay.
Because cross.
Gosh, guess what? I just opened lesson 6 group meeting quiz. Oh, I so give up. I'm telling you, there's not enough chocolate in the world today.
Ooh,
that says a lot, right?
I mean, you have been up since 3 a.m., so I don't know. I've been grumpy today just because some random number kept calling me at 4 a.m. this morning, and so I was throwing a fit. But
well, that wasn't very nice, though. Okay, so please tell me I'm in the right one. It says the total area under a normal distribution curve must equal.
Is 1.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Under certain circumstances, a normal distribution curve can drop below the x-axis. No, it sits right on top of it or above it.
Yeah, it's like this, right?
Let me find you.
If you were to look at it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Wait, isn't it I thought it was across the y-axis because it crosses over 0, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because the z-score can be negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's not always, depending on if it's like not right or no.
Well, the z-score can be negative or not. But if you had like an average of test scores, you don't have it.
Okay,
so the
okay,
z-score is in between the y-axis. But the test scores or like other things, they usually don't go into negatives.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I said that the normal distribution curve is symmetric.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, if it was skewed a little bit, that means it's just not normal, right?
Right.
Okay, cool.
So this is applet and stuff. So which of the following elements represents a z-score?
C.
I said C.
That's what I said. Yes.
Holy cow, the quiz is way better than the home. I shouldn't, never mind. I'm not talking. I'm going to wait till we're done before I.
Which of the following elements represents the probability of the z-score will be greater than 1,000?
I said B.
1.000. So if 1.00 is right here, would that make B?
I said B, yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then, so for one standard deviation, here's where I was like, here, let me just pull this up just so I have it here. So it's 1 here, 1 here. So would it be 34 and not actually 68?
What?
I think you might have misunderstood the question, unless I'm misunderstanding it. It's saying, according to the 68, 95, 99.7% rule, what percentage of the data from a bell-shaped distribution will be within one standard deviation from the mean? Well, that rule basically says that 68%,
Right here's one.
68% will be within one standard deviation of the mean, 95 will be within two standard deviations, and 99.7 will be within three. So the answer is just 68 is what I got.
Okay,
but maybe
cool.
What
Well,
percentage
because that confuses me each time I have to take that question, because I see 0 to 1 being 1, and I see 0 to -1 being 1. And so it's just like within the first, so to -1 to 1, mathematically, -1 to 0 is 1, and 0 to 1 is 1. So that I feel like that would be 2. And so that's why I wanted to double check with you guys, because it's like, is it 68 or is it 34?
No, it's just percent. So like out of the total of everything.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's 68?
That's what I got. Is that what you got?
That's what I would. That's the answer I would give is 68.
Because I think it was just wanting to like, it's a quiz to basically make sure we read the text, I think. And that's what that was saying. So it might just be a trick question, but I'm pretty sure it's 68.
If we get it wrong, we'll just go back. No big deal.
Yeah.
Suppose the z-scores come from a standard normal distribution. Use the normal probability output to answer this question. What proportion of the z-scores will be between -1 and 1? The 0.6827?
Yeah, but you have to round it to 3.
So 0.683?
Yeah. I keep having problems having to tap my screen to get it to... See, like, I'll tap right here. Do you see where my mouse is? And then it will, like, go all the way over here. There we go.
Okay, so tell me, what did you put in to get that? Is a z-score of 1?
Yeah, if you did -1 to 1,
Uh-huh.
but you don't want these two, you want this one. So 0.6827, but it says to 3 decimals. So instead of 6.827, you have 6.683. I don't know what that is. So then this one just goes to say -2. 0.9545, which to 3 places 0.955.
What I got? Read. How many more questions? I'm dying. All right. We're
It's
almost
18 questions.
18.
so 8 more left.
So question 11. I got 0.997.
Mhm.
And then, which follows the 68, 95, 97.57 rule. And then this is where I got confused because I started getting a headache. So that's where I cut off. So the amount of protein that an individual must consume is different for every person.
What, are we still on? Are we still on 12?
I thought we were 12 was the values match.
Okay, good. Well, it took me that long to figure that out, so I apologize. I didn't hear you guys say that, so I was just trying to figure that out. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Should be okay. So yeah, it's this one. But then for 13 is where I got confused.
Okay. So the mean is equal to 0.65 and the standard deviation is equal to 0.07.
I feel like I'm so slow.
So I think we need to use the app again. So then we would put, so less than 0.6 grams, but first we need to find the z-score of 0.6.
0.6?
0.65 or point? Oh yeah, okay.
So I have negative 0.714.
So the z-score for, because you have 0.6, but then you have to minus the mean, which is 0.65. And then you have to divide it by the standard deviation, which is 0.07. And so I got negative 0.71.
Yep, that's what I got.
Oh, wow. I'm behind a little bit. Still need my calculator.
So,
Okay, so the question was the proportion of the population
Okay, so
that's less than 0.6. So would you highlight the left part of that, of the applet? Get the less than 0.6?
would it be like this?
That's what I was thinking, but then...
Oh, for question 13, give the proportion.
Yeah, so
you don't put 4 in there.
you don't do what?
You don't put the z-score in question 13.
But I thought if you find because it is less than 0.60, so you have to find the z-score of 0.60 and then put it in, I thought.
That's what I was thinking.
No, so what is the proportion of the population?
Which would be the area.
60. Right. So you find 0.60 the z-score, which is negative 0.714. Maybe we're saying the same thing. Then I put that into the thing, and the area less than, I got 0.238 for question 13.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I didn't know if you were saying you put the z-score in there. Sorry. I told you I'm behind. And then what is more than 0.60? So you do the same thing, but you just click above it, right? So 0.762.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you find the balance of it, right? Or the difference between that and 1.
Mm-hmm. So then you do the same thing, you point 10.7 instead of 0.60.
So isn't it the same z-score, just positive this time?
Yeah, that's what I got. So 0.764.
Okay, that was kind of freaking me out because I was like, what did I do wrong? Because that's really familiar.
Yeah, so I got the same answer for 14 and 15.
Yeah, same.
Symmetrical. So it should be
0.72.
So it's backwards. So it's 0.762 and then the 0.238.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then for probability points, wouldn't it be, so if we put it into applet, wouldn't it just be the middle two? Because it's equal, so you don't actually have to do any special math other than put it in the gap.
1 second.
And say 0.525.
How did you figure that out again? That was the funny one where you got the totals and you subtracted one from the other, right?
Well, you could, but so I'm sharing my screen right now. I don't know if you guys know,
I'm watching.
but for 0.60G, it is for question 14.
Mm-hmm.
And our z-score was negative this because it was 5. It was 5 away from the mean, but to the left. Well, the next question was 5 away to the right. So, because the mean is 65, so it's 60 to 70. It's the same exact thing. So you can use the applet in doing it. You just have to not have the left two sides clicked because you're using the middle.
They said to do all your calculations and then round. So it was 0.7624 and 0.23. What again? 76. So it's 0.525 is what I got.
That's what I got too. So let's do so this one, do we have to do the math backward again too?
Wait, are you on, what number are you on?
I'm on the 17.
So the 35th percentile. You just put 0.35, right? Which gives you a z-score of negative 0.385.
Wait, can you share your screen? I want to see how you're doing your math.
Third one. I don't have that fancy paint thing that you have. Alrighty. Can you see my screen?
On the applet?
Yeah, so I do it on the applet. So I do 0.35 to find the percentile. And when you think about percentiles, it's always you're either the same or above
Oh, so you're putting it into the area.
that. Yeah, and then
Smart.
it's 1. So you do negative 0.385.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's go back to the question.
And then you multiply
Round your-
by 0.07.
Yep. Times 0.07.
Plus 0.65.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, okay, help me. I'm lost. I'm with you up until the point where you started doing the math.
Oh, so we started doing the math backwards for it because so we had the 0.35. 0.35. Which gives us a z-score of negative 0.385. Oh, something's wrong with my calculator. Clear. Okay, so negative 0.385.
Okay, so there's our z-score, right? And then we times that by
0.07, which is our standard deviation.
And then you add the mean to it, right?
Yes, which is, and our mean is 0.65, if I remember right.
Okay.
Which gives us, did you get 0.623?
Wait, let me go back to it. Sorry. Let me see. Yeah, I got 0.23.
Okay, so then it's the same thing for 80.
So for the 80th, let me know what you guys get because I don't know if I got it right. I got
So you get a z-score of negative, calculator's acting weird. So you get a z-score of negative 0.8.
Or 2.
You get a positive 0.842 times by 0.07 plus 0.65. And I got, for that one, I got 0.708, but because it's 3 decimal points, 0.709.
Yeah, that's what I got. Well, let's hope we get 100.
Well, let's see how this goes.
We worked really hard for it.
We got it.
Did we? Wait, not letting me.
Yeah, I turned mine in.
Well, as long as I clicked on all the right boxes, I should be good, but we know how I operate, so.
Yay!
95. What did I miss?
Which one is it saying? And we can.
I just did the goofiest things. I just missed it. I knew what the answer was, and you guys know that because we talked about it. Under certain circumstances, a normal distribution curve can drop below the. I'm the one that's the first one that said that was false. I marked it as true because I'm a dork.
You want to retake it right now so we can like help you because this one was tough and that would stink to have to answer all these again.
You know, would you mind? I promise I'll type really fast.
Oh, I really don't mind. It's okay.
Do you want me to? Do you want to? I mean, we took it together, so I think it'd be fine if we like do the share screen.
I think that'd be great. Or if you want to just tell me what they are. So I'm not opening lesson 6 again. Lesson 5, group meeting quiz. So I can type pretty fast.
Yeah, the first 2 questions is on your own. So I think 4 was the one that you got.
What's that?
Wrong, right? The 4 was the one that you got wrong, but you know that it was right because you said the right answer. So
it is false. It cannot drop below the x-axis. Yes, the curve is symmetric. Use the following image to answer blah blah blah. That one was C, right?
yes.
6 is C. 7, which is you want to just tell me the answer since we already worked through them?
Yeah. So as long as you do the same the second time around, B is what's higher than 1. And then 8, 68%. 9 is 0.683.
683.
10 is 0.955. 11 is 0.997. 12 is the values match the 68, 95, 99.7
Okay.
rule. And 13 is 0.238. 14 is 0.762. If 15 is the same exact thing, 0.762. 16 is 0.525. Am I going too fast? I can slow down.
Oh, you're great. I'm keeping up.
17 is 0.623. And 18 is 0.709. Did you want to double check to make sure that?
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I just would hate for you to not get 100 when we've worked so hard, you know?
Thank you. So 3 is 1, 4 is false, 5 is true, 6 is C, 7 is B, 8 is 68, 9.683, 0.955, 0.997. The values match.
Yep.
0.238,
You-
0.762.
Wait, it's breaking up. You did say that 13 is 0.238, right?
Yes.
Okay, and 14 you said 0.762?
Yep, 14 and 15.
Great.
16.525,
Mm-hmm.
0.623, 0.709.
Perfect. So hopefully they didn't switch the questions up on us.
Oh, that would suck.
Alrighty.
Hallelujah. Thank you very much.
You got 100?
Yes.
Yay!
You girls are great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Do you guys have any questions? I think I'm good. I didn't do the homework quizzes yet, though. So
I'm about to do it now.
Oh, I don't even want to touch it.
See you guys.
think I'm gonna do this tomorrow because my brain is fried today.
That is how I feel. Totally.
I'm gonna bow out. So see you guys Tuesday.
Sounds good. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night too.
Bye.
And you're to go to post that, right?
Yep, I will do that right now so I don't.
Sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You have a nice night.
No problem. You too. I'll send you a little text when it's submitted so you know.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
No
All right.
problem. Okay. Bye.
Bye.